Guys, is this how you would react if you lost $2 billion in just one day? Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the news and pop culture stories of the day that's pretty much caught my eye. And oh my goodness, Kanye West admits that in 24 hours, just one day, he loses $2 billion. Guys, I don't know if I'd be living at that point. Oh my goodness, that is freaking insane. And I'll tell you something, the amount of companies that are cancelling him right now, do you know what? I'm not actually surprised with his estimate there. Before I dive into all of that though, a little bit of housekeeping. Firstly, YouTube human reviewer, I see you lurking. I'm not going to say any trigger words or anything that's going to offend your ear holes. And to everyone else awesome enough to have clicked on this video, hi, welcome, how are you doing? If you love news and pop culture on the daily served with a little bit of sass and gobbiness, which is basically this, right? Do make sure you click on that subscribe button, like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatevers. Also as well, for your consideration, you can always send me a super thanks, which is just below the video. And let's jump into this, shall we? So, yeah, Kanye West went onto Instagram and has publicly said that in one day he has lost $2 billion. It's insane. He says, I'm still alive. This is love speech, whatever that means. I still love you, he says. God still loves you. The money is not who I am. The people is who I am. Okay, well, he still loves you unless apparently you're Jewish. Like, oh my goodness, the racist POS. I'll tell you that right now. He says God still loves you, but I'm sorry, he professes to be a man of worship, a man of religion, this, that, and the other, yet declares on Twitter, death con to all Jewish people. I'm like, oh my goodness, the hypocrisy of this man, the absolute hypocrisy. I cannot stand him. Absolutely condemnable in my eyes. Abso-freaking-lutely. And I tell you something, $2 billion wiped off his worth. For starters, I can deal with that. There are consequences to what you say, and he is reaping those consequences right now. Those consequences continue though, because why has $2 billion been wiped off? Well, the amount of companies that are cancelling him, they've got a spine. Now, let's get into this, shall we? So, Gap, in mid-September, before the whole Paris Fashion Week debacle with the whole White Lives Matter disgusting wear that he did, and after taking shots at the retail company on Instagram, Ye gave notice to Gap that he was terminating their contract. Notably, Gap does not dispute that it has failed for over 2 years to sell a single product in a single Gap store, including any of its 500 plus stories in America, the notice West shared on Instagram said. Nor does Gap dispute that it's failed for over 2 years to open a single dedicated store anywhere in the world. So this really isn't, I suppose, in this regard, Gap cancelling Kanye West's contract. It's the other way around. But do you know what? Gap's probably right now thinking, thank goodness for that. Good riddance. We don't need you. We don't want you, okay? Right. Next up, Instagram and Twitter. So, the two of them, they suspended him on October the 10th after a series of those anti-Semitic posts that included the screenshots of texts that he had with Sean Diddy Combs. Both companies said that they had removed the offensive content and had restricted his accounts. Now, his Instagram account, as we now know, as I've just mentioned in this video alone, has been restored, at least for the time being, while his Twitter account shows no posts since October the 8th, which indicates to me that that is still, like, frozen in that regard. JP Morgan Chase. So, conservative pundit Candace Owens, which, by the way, really don't like her either, who posed in that disgusting White Lives Matter shirt. I mean, just missing the point. Really, really believe that. With Ye in Paris, tweeted on October the 12th that Ye had been kicked out by JP Morgan Chase Bank. She included a redacted letter with the subject line, "Important, closing of our banking relationship." I was told there was no official reason given, but they sent this letter as well to confirm that he has until late November to find another place for the Yeezy empire to bank, Owens wrote. Now, let me give you my 2 cents on this part. Out of them all, this is the one that I have a major problem with. If it's true, okay? Because basically, the country that I'm from, the UK, where I live, this, that, and the other, for a bank to turn around and say, all your accounts, we're closing them because of what you are doing on social media, right? What you are saying on social media, right? That is extremely problematic in my eyes, and I don't think it should ever, ever happen. The banks should only be interested in, of course, the money, the business. That's it. They should not be an arbiter in terms of ethics of said person, the account holder, what they're saying online. They should not be an arbiter of that. I wholly believe that, okay? So if JP Morgan Chase did do this, I do find a problem with that. Still doesn't excuse the BS that's coming out of Kanye West's mouth. Do not get me wrong on that. But a bank, I just feel really icky about that. And maybe that's just because of the country that I live in and that our bank's maybe slightly different than America's. Fine, okay. Next up is Def Jam. So, Ye had a 10-album contract with Def Jam that was fulfilled after the release of Donda back in August 2021 last year. So, a person familiar with the deal actually confirmed to the Times on the 16th of October that Kanye is now a free agent. It remains uncertain whether any major recording company would take West after his recent outbursts, some of which have actually publicly traded. He could always release his next effort without a record company's banking, just like he did earlier on this year in February with Donda 2, which was available only on his $200 STEM streaming gizmo. So, Def Jam be like, your 10-year album is done. We don't want anything else to do with you. And to our knowledge, publicly, no other recording agent giant has gone up to Kanye and be like, we'll sweep you up. Yeah! No. Looks like the music industry is shutting him out. Looks like, anyway. Next up, now we're getting into the realms of fashion. So we already know earlier on that Vogue, Anna Wintour, is like, we are not being associated with Kanye West anymore. We are cutting ties. And that has had a domino effect on Balenciaga, yes. So, the design house which had West walking in its Paris Fashion Week show a day before his White Lives Matter fashion statement, as it says here, cut ties with him on October the 21st. His creative director, Balenciaga Demner, collaborated with and inspired West in the past and engineered his Yeezy Gap collaboration. Balenciaga and Kanye West had a very, very tight-knit, close-knit bond when it came to his fashion, music, everything, right? So This is a big, massive cancellation for Kanye here, saying Balenciaga has no longer any relationship nor any plans for future projects related to this artist. The brand's parent firm, Kering, said in a brief statement that pretty much overall owns Balenciaga. Now, the talent agency, CAA, dude is a free agent. He doesn't even have a talent agency anymore because they ended his relationship with Kanye this month following the recent anti-Semitic outbursts in various interviews. They had represented him only for touring, but he hadn't toured since signing with them in 2016. So he signed with them and they were going to rep him for his touring business. But since he signed with them, he hadn't toured. So what has he actually done for him? Absolutely bugger all. Oh my goodness. Separately, Ari Emanuel, when I can get my teeth back in, Chief Executive Talent Agency of WME, called for Spotify and Apple to deplatform West. He urged Adidas, or Adidas as I say, to end its relationship with Ye, and called on Parler not to sell the platform to the performer. Emmanuel wrote, "Those who continue to do business with West are giving his misguided hate an audience." I'm going to agree with that. There should be no tolerance anywhere for West's anti-Semitism. And again, I'm going to agree with that and give him all the freaking snaps in the world. Now, MRC, they are a film and television production company. And they said it would shelve a completed documentary about West rather than distribute it. So even his documentary canned, done, over, not being released. It's done. They said we cannot support any content that amplifies his platform. Facts. The silence from leaders and corporations when it comes to Kanye or anti-Semitism in general is dismaying but not surprising. What is new and sad is the fear Jews have about speaking out in their own defense. Sadly, yeah, but we're seeing now a lot more companies that have contracts with Kanye that are linked to Kanye are coming out and saying, Kanye no more. We done. We're out. It's over. Big, massive one that's really hit the nail in the coffin for him as far as I'm concerned is Adidas themselves. So Ye's statement at his Paris Fashion Week show and immediately after unnerved Adidas, which has collaborated on the Yeezy shoe collection and faced pressure on social media and elsewhere. The company issued a statement later that week saying, after repeated efforts to privately restore the situation, we have taken the decision to place the partnership under review. Kanye then responded saying, "Beep, Adidas, I am Adidas. Adidas said something nasty there and stole my designs." Yeah. A sane response from a sane individual there, as you can appreciate. What the hell? Adidas then on October 25th was like, do you know what? We're done. They announced they've ended their relationship with Kanye after a thorough review of the relationship. It said it would immediately stop production of its line of Yeezy products and stop payments to Kanye and his companies. It expects to take a hit of up to $246 million to its net income this year from the move. I'm telling you guys, Adidas was like the nail to the heart there. Like, that was the big, massive one to turn around and be like, Kanye, we done. We over. We're broken up. That is it. We're done with the BS. Do you know what I mean? That was a big, massive one. So, do you know what? It must not have been easy for Adidas. Let's put it this way, because there was a lot of money on the table here to still keep Kanye on. Because his Yeezy line, regardless what you think of him or what you think of the designs and whatnot, was hugely globally successful. It is insane how successful his designs are and how much money Adidas has made off of it. But for Adidas to turn around and take a stand like this, and the amount of money that they're going to lose because of it, I tell you something, snaps to them for actually doing it in the end. Do you know what I mean? Better slow than never. Do you know what I mean? But there you go. But no, there's more. So Foot Locker, later on that day, on the 25th, the same day, Foot Locker announced that it was pulling Yeezys from its sale floors and asking employees to hold them in stores' back rooms pending further instruction. So Foot Locker, one of the retailers for the Yeezys, be like, yeah, we ain't selling them anymore. Booyah. Done. Jalen Brown and Aaron Donald struck Donda Sports. So Bolton Celtic star forward Brown was one of the big name athletes who signed with West marketing agency Donda Sports. On October 24th, he denounced Ye's anti-Semitic comments, but said he was sticking with the agency, but the next day he changed his mind in a statement saying, I now recognise that there are times when my voice and my position can't coexist in spaces that don't correspond with my stance or my values, and for that reason I am terminating my association with Donda Sports. And then Donald of the NFL's Los Angeles Rams followed soon after, saying, the recent comments and displays of hate and anti-Semitism are the exact opposite of how we choose to live our lives and raise our children. As parents and members of society, we felt a responsibility to send a clear message that hateful words and actions have consequences and that we must do better as human beings. So you are seeing all across his businesses, his portfolio, Kanye West is being demolished, being cancelled. Contracts are being terminated left, right, and centre. Case in point, this whole sports agency that he set up, two of the people that he signed be like, we done, we're terminating, we're out of here, we don't support you, we're gone. Like, this is, do you know what? I do not ever call for the cancellation of anyone. I would never do that, okay? And when I'm saying cancelling here, I mean cancellation of contracts, okay? Let me be very, very clear on that. But for all these people and all these companies to walk away and say, we are not supporting you because by doing so, by proxy, we're then supporting your hate speech, which we do not stand for and we do not support. For them to turn around and say, no, we're walking away from you because we do not support what you are saying, what's coming out of your gob, is absolutely the right thing to do. The moral thing to do, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, okay? Another one, Peloton. Now, his music's being hit even more. So he doesn't have a record label anymore. No other record labels are reaching out to him, by our knowledge, publicly anyway. But Peloton here are saying that they're no longer using his music. So they've said, we take this issue very seriously and can confirm Peloton indefinitely paused the use of Kanye West's music on our platform. This means our instructors are no longer using his music in any newly produced classes, and we are not suggesting any class that includes his music in our proactive recommendations to members. A senior instructor said, you will not hear that artist in my class at all. I promise y'all, I do not support the hate speech whatsoever, baby. I don't tolerate that shiz at all right? You will not hear that artist in my class, I promise you. So Peloton be like, we can play other artists. We don't need to play Kanye West. We're done with his music. And then even TJ Maxx, TJX Companies, which operates the chain of off-price retailers TJ Maxx, Home Goods and Marshalls, among others, said on 26th of October that it had stopped procuring surplus Yeezy items. So the Yeezy items that don't get sold, then go to TJ Maxx, and they'd be like, yeah, we don't even want them. We're not selling the Yeezys. We're not selling, no, we're done. They turn around and say, at TJX, we do not tolerate discrimination, harassment, or hate of any kind. We've instructed our buying teams not to purchase this merchandise for sale in any of our stores globally. Like, dude is hurting. And then we've got Donda Academy. Like, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, the jewel in his crown. Okay, he wanted his kids to go to Donda Academy, to be taken out of a highly, like, prestigious, very expensive private school to go to Donda Academy. He wanted his kids to go there. But guess what? Donda Academy are done with him. But they didn't exactly cut ties. It shut down on the 27th of October for the rest of the school year. They said, we intend to begin afresh in September of 2023, and we are confident that our scholars will continue to advance as the creative innovators, courageous influencers, and academic leaders of the next generation, Principal Jason Angel wrote in an email to parents. Yeah, okay. We'll see if they come back in September. Who's betting that they will, eh? And then Madame Tussauds London is in the act here, saying that the Kanye West model has now been moved to an archive. And a spokeswoman for the museum's Hollywood location said Thursday that it doesn't have and has not had a Kanye West statue on site. So, guys, they are all the brands so far, to my knowledge, that have cancelled Kanye West or no longer have ties to Kanye West in one way, shape, or form, because they do not tolerate the hate that is coming out of his gob right now. And whether you like him or you don't like him as a person, to me, it's his words and his actions. And his words and his actions at the moment are, to me, my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, full of hate and anti-Semitism. And it is absolutely insane how he's trying to square that circle and try and how can I explain? Try and rationalize what he's trying to say and what he is saying. Like, there's no rationalization for hate and anti-Semitism. There's none. You just don't say it. And if you do, you freaking apologize and mean it. And then what you do, learn. Why is it wrong to say this stuff? Learn the history. Just open your mind to a little bit more education as to why what you're saying is freaking hateful. Like, oh my goodness, I'm going insane. It's like, wow. And he's still continuing. He's digging his heels in. The dude needs help. I'm not a doctor, but dude clearly needs help. All right. He's so off his medication, it's untrue as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. He needs help. He really, really does. Does that excuse him from the disgusting things he says? No. But as a human being, he's still a human being. He needs freaking help now. Oh my goodness. Guys, enough with my gob. It's time for your gobs. Comment down below. Are there any other companies that you feel should cut ties and cancel their contracts with Kanye West? You let me know in the comments down below. And if you loved this video and you want more, do make sure that you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe. Like, share, comment down below as well as ever your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's. Also, as well, for your consideration, if you want to do a little bit more, there's always a super thanks feature, which is just below this video. And until the next time, you guys, laters!